Now, the next part we talk about when you carry yourself speaks volumes. How you stand when you speak to people, one of the most important things you can do. Legs, feet, shoulder length, shoulder width apart. Stand there like this. Put your feet, balls of your feet. Now, what you do is go on the balls of your feet, then bring yourself down to your heels. Now, feel the difference. Stand on your heels and feel you're out of control. So lean slightly forward, and you'll get comfortable. You'll be standing. You'll be talking just like this. So feel comfortable, spread for balance, but try this. The difference between a speaker and giving a presentation like this with the power behind it. Stand like this. Make yourself strong. I am a speaker. Everybody say, I am a speaker.
I am a speaker.
I am a dynamic speaker.
I am a dynamic speaker.
Do you feel it? Do you feel it? You're starting to believe it. It's going in there. See, this changes everything. It gives you the power to own the room. Now, let me show you how the difference works. Stand up straight, shoulders back. Put your finger right here, right around your solar plexus, up top here. Up here a little higher. There you go. Right in here, solar plexus. Right? Now, just let your shoulders go a quarter inch. Just drop them. Just go. Did you feel how everything changed? Now you're just down here like this. Now it's like, wow, how you doing? You know, everything good? You guys okay? So now if you stand up here, it's like, hey, how's everybody doing today? You feeling good? Yeah, but then you bring it back down. It's like, all it changes, that little bit of the shoulders changes the whole attitude of speaking. So everybody grab a seat. You did a great job, and you guys are now speakers. Congratulations. Everybody gets a certificate, right? No? That's extra? All right. So feel comfortable, spread for balance, about shoulder feet apart. So you got that. 55% of your body language and expression is what people respond to. 38% to your vocal inflection. So kind of when you wake somebody up the way you're speaking, vocal variety will work. Now when you're giving a speech, and you have to realize this, people will only remember about 7% of what you say during any conference. Literally remember. Now you might be giving them notes and takeaways. That's why everybody wants your PowerPoint slides when you're done, because they enjoyed what they saw. They really got a few things that they remembered, but they really can't remember it all. So 7%. So to make an impact, your body language and your expression, the excitement that you show says, hey, wow, I really like this guy. I want to learn more about him. He was dynamic. He was exciting. And I'll give you an example. I was in the Continental Arena at the time, which is now the Meadowlands. I don't know what they call it now, the Zod, whatever it is. It's been through 1,000 different things. But I was there, and there was a guy on stage. His name was Zig Ziglar. And there was 10,000 people of us in the audience. And he kneels down on the stage. He goes, you can be, do, and have all that life has to offer. And I was blown away because I thought he was talking to me. So there was 10,000 people there, and this guy was so good because his body language, his expression, I was locked into him. So naturally, it just felt like he was talking to me. So really, when it comes down to it, think about how you stand, how you present yourself is so important. The vocal variety, the vocal inflection, that comes. That comes with the passion of doing this, the excitement for doing it. When you believe in who you are and what you do and what you're delivering to your audience, it just becomes more and more exciting. You really believe in the power of film and video and something you really enjoy, right? You need to get that message out to people by your passion, your excitement. We'll sell them on at least having a meeting with you. She's so passionate about what she does. I got to have a one-on-one with her. It really does. You got to speak with passion. And the 7% of what you say, that's what I was saying about the content. People will only remember a couple of different things, and we'll talk about that a little bit. How do we get people to remember the things we want? When we do a talk, we have to have key points. You hope that the key points you make end up being the 7%, that they go, he connected me with public speaking. Let me learn more about public speaking. Eye contact, very important. People need to know they're included. So how do you make eye contact in a big audience? Right here, it's fine, right? I can look at you here. I can come over here, we can make eye contact. You know, and what's the difference between what is this?
Staring?
Stalking, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, you know, you don't go out in the audience and go, because it gets uncomfortable for both of us. I get it. But you'll find those people. So really, you make eye contact in a friendly way, but it's 3 to 5 seconds. 3 to 5 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds. 3 to 5 seconds. I just covered the whole audience. So what do you do? People say to me, what do you do when you have a bigger audience and there's 10,000 people? Same thing. So you are a section. I talk to the section. Over here, I talk to the section. Over here, I talk to the section. See, really in public speaking, in a little room like this, you can get away with a lot of things. In a bigger room, how do you get bigger in a bigger room? You make yourself bigger. Your gestures have to get bigger. So if I was talking to you and going like, hey, all right, you'd be blown away. But if I was on stage and there was 10,000 people out there, this isn't as big because I got all these people. And now it's like I'm attracting you in. I'm making myself bigger, so you focus on me. Think about this. I've always looked at this as an entertainer throughout the world and what I'm doing. Every time I'm on stage, I consider myself a walking, talking infomercial. That's how I've gotten all my business over the years. I am a walking, talking infomercial. You're watching me now. I hope you like what you do. You spread the word. You tell everybody, I know this guy who can teach public speaking. I am an infomercial. I'm not selling. I'm selling me. I'm selling me. It's a different type of thing. Hey, I need to know more about this. Can you tell me about it? And the word just goes around. So whatever you are doing, public speaking will help you sell it. It will. It guarantee it will. So look at several people in the area of the room. That's what I mentioned. Roam the crowd to include everyone. You'll notice that about people. They might be shy, but they want to be included. They might be shy, but they still want to be included. They want to know that you're thinking of them, that you're there and they're part of this gig. So randomly roam the crowd to include everyone. Facial expressions, if you're scared or you're telling a story and it's going into where you go, make facial expressions. Smile is one of the big ones. A frown, scared, whoa, whatever it might be. Whoa, right? Whatever it is. Wherever you go with your facial expression, just use it. Be natural. You don't have to make them up. Let them happen. Be you and let it all go. So what they only do is they add emphasis. And emphasis is very important when you're speaking to people in public. So let's talk about humor and all about humor. Creates interest and attention. When people put humor into their presentation, it works so well. I'll give you an example of humor. Humor can be found anywhere. Try not to take stuff off the internet because everybody sees it. If you saw something on Facebook, don't put it into your presentation. Somebody's seen it. Joke is probably old by now. So I look at it this way. There's an Indian. There's a king. He owns all this land. He's the most powerful man in the kingdom. So he says, I got to start giving some stuff away. So he says, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the bravest man in the whole kingdom. And I'm going to give him one of three things. I'm going to give him a piece of my land, I'm going to give him all of my jewels, or I'm going to give him the option to have my daughter's hand in marriage. So they send out the squires, they go out, they find the bravest guys to come in. And he looks and says, okay, you brave men, let's see what we can do. The only thing you have to do to win one of these prizes is to jump in this pool, swim to the other end, get out, walk around, and come back. That's all you have to do. And everybody's excited. I can do this. This is great. This is amazing. I can do this. Then the king says, but let's not forget, the pool is filled with alligators and snakes. And as he says that, he hears a loud splash. Psh, sees a guy swimming all the way down, gets down to the end, comes back around, gets up to the king. King looks at him and goes, that's amazing. You're the first person to ever do that. What is it you want? He says, I'll tell you what I want. I want to know who pushed me in the pool. So the reason I tell that story, it's not just to tell that joke, because then I can get down, I just got the humor, I've got your attention, and then I could really just walk up to you and say, so really, when it comes to life, what do you want? When it comes to your business, what do you want? What do you see your business? What are you here for? What are you shooting for? Where's your pool? That kind of thing, where you tie it into the humor. The humor has to be tied in. So I take that, what do you want? And then I go, so, what do you want? Because most people, when you ask them what they want, they look at you like a deer in headlights. They have no idea. Just coasting through. Don't ask. I don't want anything. I'm fine. It'll come to me. I'm okay. So it really makes the speaker appear more human. Very important. People like to laugh. Because who do they usually laugh with? Family and friends, right? Most people laugh with family and friends. So make yourself just be one of the families and friends. Make yourself a friend. Relevant to your subject, as I said, don't just throw a joke in and then go into another portion. It has to flow. The what do you want? And you could have it localized, something going on, somebody fiddling with something. You could say something. You never want to embarrass somebody in your audience. And there's another way. How do you connect with the best way to connect with your audience? And my friend Flanagan taught me this. So you guys came here today. One of the best ways to connect with any audience, what do you think it might be? If you have the opportunity, stand by that door, and everybody that comes in, shake their hand. Look them in the eye. If they look you in the eye with confidence, that's somebody that wants to play. if somebody's like, hi, and we're going to do the public speaking thing, yeah, I know, I hate public speaking. You know, you'll get that feel, and they'll say, so yeah, you know, you say, you're doing a mini interview on the way in, because you will realize when you're doing a presentation, Chip, am I right? Do you need to find somebody who's going to play, someone who's going to give you some answers? It's like, hey, does anybody have any questions? At least you know you can turn to Eddie. Eddie, what do you think? You know, like, so you find that friendly guy. He's the guy you're going to turn to, that gal you're going to turn to, and you find them by shaking her hand. And Flanagan always does something like this. He'll find out everything about everybody, and then he'll go, hey, there's Wade. I met him outside earlier. Great guy. You should all get to know Wade. You know, Wade told me he's a veterinarian and a taxidermist. So either way, you get your dog back. You know, so. I'll be here all week. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, when you think, see, so that's what it comes down to. He knew his name, though. So it was just a joke can be played to Wade about what's going on. Some people really hate that joke, by the way, like I'm really going to send somebody's dog back. It's an awful, the joke itself is awful, but it has no meaning. I mean, it's like you know, people are so, talk about politically correct, everybody's so sensitive. Like, come on. Like, oh, it's not fun. Yeah, it's funny. Settle down. Imagine me speaking in Oklahoma. Well, all right. Don't take me so serious. So your audience will feel inclusion. I had mentioned that your audience always wants to feel included. They came for a reason. Hey, talk to me. I'm here, you know. Even if you're afraid, everybody wants to be included. Think about the schoolyard. You always wanted to be picked. And if you weren't, it was a bad day. If you're playing basketball, it was 10 guys on the team playing, and you were the 11th guy, it wasn't good. So remember that as you're thinking about it. Include everyone any way you can. Make them feel like, hey, thanks, I'm glad you came. Now, if you got a big crowd, you could do it in different ways, but just make people, you know, hey, you guys over here, let's go, let's get them fired up, get them whatever you got to do. So think about it. As they were part of your presentation, that's what I was saying about Zig. Zig was the master at bringing you in, that he was just speaking to you and you were just one of 10,000 people, the master. So that's why I love it and that's why I respect it so much. Think about it as part of your presentation. People have to become part of it. Your presentation was customized. Make your customers know that. I took the time to write it out according to what you're doing. You know, it's just interesting. I went the other day. Now, I was a little nervous and I suppose it was $1 billion investment firm. So I walked in, and this is what they're doing. And all their talks were numbers. All they could do was analyze numbers. We got a $747 million deal as part of this fund. And I'm like, what, $747 million? Where am I? You know, but literally, when it came down to speaking, they couldn't present that to a crowd. So it was amazing how I realized that not everybody can do this. They're very good at what they do. They can analyze numbers. But they couldn't stand here right now and tell you the state of the company. They couldn't do it. They would have to show you on a piece of paper and say, here. So it's a different world. Everybody has to work on what they're going to do.